Well, hello, good morning everyone. Here's Aaron. I'm the technical person from the Tongwei group. And thanks to SolarKit, right now we have the opportunity to meet here. So later I'm going to share something about the Tongwei Solar. So you will know why we could be a great partner with SolarKit in these years. So the first part is about the Tongwei. Well, actually, we Tongwei we're the first PV company who has been listed on the Fortune Global 500. So we got a higher rank than the Netflix. So we all know Netflix. We're watching videos, we're watching movies like the TV dramas from Netflix. But right now, thanks to all of our clients and thanks to SolarKit, now we got a higher position than Netflix. And right now, around the world, we have over 16,000 employees and over 200 subsidiaries around the world. And of course, Tongwei was established 42 years ago. That's a long history. But we spent only 1 year ranking the top 5 in the PV shipment. That's amazing speed in this industry. And why we could do that? That is because we have a special dual green strategy. So from the very beginning, we started our business from the green agriculture. So we have our own like feedings, fishery, green food, pet food, something like this. And then after becoming the top in the green agriculture, we started to do the green energy. So from the very upstream, like a raw material, we got the polysilicon. And then we have the solar cell, and we're also the #1 in the solar cell. Right now, I think the total shipment of the solar cell has been over 200 gigawatt. And then in the middle stream, we have our own PV module. That's the point today. And in the downstream, we have our own special projects. That is the fishery and the PV integration projects. So what is a fishery and a PV integration projects? That's just like we combine the green agriculture and the green energy together. So from this project, all the trackers, systems, modules, land, everything, every design is owned by Tongwei, from Tongwei. And right now, the capacity of this kind of project has been 4.07 gigawatts. So it's also a huge value. Well, see this part, you can see the detailed full integrated PV industry chain. So from the very upstream, we have the green material, and then the green material will be made into the polysilicon. And right now, the capacity of the polysilicon has been 615 kilotons per year. And then the polysilicon will be melted and be shaped into the ingot. The current capacity of the ingot has been 20 gigawatt. And then the ingot will be cut into the wafer. So the existing capacity of the wafer is also 20 gigawatt. And then of course, we will applying some ribbons, we will have some patterns on the wafers. So the wafer could be the solar cell. And right now, the current capacity of the solar cell has been 95 gigawatt per year. Well, and then we will just lay out the solar cell into a string, and the string will be laid out into a PV module. So that is a PV module. That is how to make the PV module. Well, right now, the capacity of the PV module could be 75 gigawatt. Well, so in the very downstream, so that is what I said. It's a fishery and a PV integration project. So here you can see the capacity, just like what I mentioned, 4.07 gigawatts. This is also the capacity owned by Tongwei, owned by ourselves. So what we want in the industry chain is the low carbon. We want to make green product, and of course we want to make the green manufacturing. And also we have the labor traceability, we have the traceability reporting in every process. We want to always be responsible to our client. Well, here this part is about the core value. So the core value of Tongwei, well, actually it's nothing about the money, nothing about how much we want to make. The first one is the honesty. We will always want to be honest to our customers. So if we have some problem, we will told you honestly, and then we could come up with the solution together. The second one is the trust. That is what we want. That is what we want to get from our clients. We want your trust because of our great quality, because of our great service, and then that is fairness. We always want to ensure the fairness and justice in all our business practice. And the last one is the excellence, because we want to do the excellent in this PV industry. Well, here you can see we have the vertical industry chain, so we have many different bases. Right now we have over 4 bases for the high purity polysilicon, and we have 6 bases for the high purity solar cell and for the PV module. So right now all of our workshop is the 5G smart manufacturing workshop. So in this kind of workshop, the labor cost can be reduced by over 62%, and the energy consumption can be reduced by over 30%. However, the efficiency of the production can be hugely improved by over 161%. R&D is always important in this industry because, especially in the PV industry, we always want the higher power, the higher efficiency. We always want to make a product with the more advanced technology. So that is why in the last years we invested a lot into the R&D. Well, last year we put around 568.9 million into the R&D, and it took around 2.86% in the revenue proportion. And of course, so much investment did work. So we got more patents. Right now we got over 2,344 patents around the world. And of course, the purity of the purity of the silicon has been hugely improved. And of course, the efficiency of the cell has been improved as well. Also, we have got many world records in the power and efficiency of the module. So for example, the highest efficiency, the highest power of the TNC module, that's top core module, the highest power could be 743.2 watt, and the highest efficiency of the TNC module could be 23.93%. And the highest efficiency and the highest power of the THC module, that's a heterojunction module, the highest power could be 765.18 watt, and the highest efficiency could be 24.63%. This is also the 8th HJT module power record created by us. So the next part is about the financial status. This is also an important issue to our clients because we always want to cooperate with a company who has the stable financial status. Our revenue this year is around like the 19.87 billion, and our net profit has reached 1.94 billion. Our total assets has reached to 23.48 billion. Also this year we got the A in the Bankability ratings. But of course, all of them are just the titles. So I mean, if you're really doing the business with Tongwei, you will understand, you will know, you will see, we really have a strict control on the cash flow and our finance. So in this part, we're really trustable, we're really reliable. Well, this part is about some titles we got in the PV industry. For example, like the #1 in the high purity polysilicon, always #1. And the #1 in the solar cell, and always #1 too. And the top 5 in the PV module. And also we got the top performer in the Kiva PVEL, and also we got the tier 1, and we also listed in the 500 Fortune Global. And in the future, we believe we could make more by our efforts. Well, these days, more and more clients pay more attention on the ESG honor, and especially some big projects. So here are some titles we got from the ESG. For example, we got the silver medals from the EcoVadis, we got the A in the wind, we got the AA in the CSI, and of course we got some great titles in the S&P Global. So all of these could show our emphasis on the ESG. This year, so we also participate in 7 ESG initiatives. Here are some partner lists. So you can see we got many important partners in China or in overseas markets. We got many partners around the world. Well, this is part 2. The part 2 is mainly about our modules. That's the main point today. So, of course, the financial, I just see, just like what I mentioned before, the financial is stable, and we have the strong background in the raw material, in the upstream, in the middle stream, and we also have some advanced technology on the module itself. So the first one is that we're applying the MCR technology on the module cell. So in this way, the efficiency of the cell could be improved by around 0.4%. So the TNC cell efficiency could be over 26.5%. In this way, the power and the efficiency of the TNC module could be hugely improved. And the second one is that right now we're applying more ribbons, more bus bars on the surface of the cell. So in this way, the current collection path could be shortened and the micro crack could be hugely reduced. Well, the third advantage we're taking right now is the non-destructive coating technology. So in the past years, many manufacturers, they applied the conventional coating technology. But in this way, maybe the age of the cell will be damaged. But right now, we're applying the non-destructive coating technology. So in this way, the age of the solar cell will be much more smooth. So the power loss of the solar cell could be hugely reduced. And the fourth one, the light trapping design. Well, the terminology sounds a little bit complicated, but the principle is really simple. The light trapping design just means, for example, I will put a reflective film between the gap of the cells and between the gap of the strings. So when the sunshine comes down, and the reflecting film could reflect the sunlight by several times, and then the solar cell could absorb the energy by several times. So in this way, the power could be increased by around 2.5 watt. And the last one is the higher density encapsulation. So in the past, the conventional gap between the cell is around 1.8 millimeters. But right now, the distance has been narrowed. So right now, the gap is around 0.8 millimeters. So that means in the same size of the module, the more cells could be put in. So in this way, also the efficiency and the power could be hugely improved. Well, we are applying so many advantages, so many technologies on our wafer, on our solar cell, on our module, and what we have on our products finally. So this part is about our TNC module, that's a top qual module, of course. The highest efficiency of the top qual module in mass production could be 720 watt. And in the future, the 725 watt could also available. And the highest efficiency could be 23.2%. We have two serials for the TNC module. The first one is the M10. The M10 is a wafer size, as you know. So for the M10 serials, the power ranges from the 590 watt to 640 watt. And double glass or single glass module are all available right now. The second part is the G12. It's also the wafer size, you know. So the highest power for the G12 TNC module could be 720, and in the future, maybe 725 watt. It's a double glass module, especially for the CNI project. And why we are going to do the G12 module? That is because actually we compared with the conventional M1072 bifacial module. And after the analysis, we found that if we are going to purchase a module of the G12 TNC module, the BOS and the LCOE cost will be hugely reduced. So in general, the BOS could be reduced by around 3%, and the LCOE could be reduced by 1.8%. Of course, the gap is different from country to country, from region to region, but in general, that is the value. And next part is about our THC module. So the THC module, as you know, is HJT, it's a heterojunction module. So the highest power of the THC module could be 765.18 watt, and the efficiency could be up to 24.63%. Here is the details of the THC module. The highest power in mass production could be 740 watt, and it's also a double glass module. Actually, we put a lot of effort in producing the HJT. So from the very beginning, the efficiency of the HJT is also is only 23%. But right now, the efficiency of the HJT cell has been up to 26.49%. And in the future, the efficiency could be higher and higher. This is the evolution of the power of the module efficiency and the module power. So last year, the highest power of the HJT module is still 720.31 watt. But 1 year later, in this year, the power has been hugely improved. Well, in this industry, what we want in this industry, of course, the higher power, higher efficiency, but the lower cost, of course. So that is why we're promoting our new products. So here you can see, here are some details of these 4 new products. The first one is the TNC G12R48. Well, the highest power in this kind of module is 455 watt. This module is a double glass module. We have 2 different versions actually. Double glass and a double glass and a full black module. And the size is less than 2 square meters. So this kind of module is especially designed for the rooftop and distributed projects, especially some special market like the Germany, because in the Germany, if you are going to install a module on the rooftop, the size must be less than 2 square meters right now. So that is the design of this kind of module. And the second module, well, is the TNC G12R54 version. Of course, the highest power is the 515 watt. So the size will be a little bit larger, but it's still really easy to be carried and to be installed on the rooftop. This kind of the module is especially designed for the, of course, also on the rooftop, distributed, and especially some projects like the carport. It's a really great product for the carport projects. Well, the third one and the fourth one, so you can tell from the power and from the size, it's especially designed for the CNI and utility project. So the third one is the TNC G12R66. It's a double glass module, and also we have the single glass module. The highest power could be 630 watt, and also the last module is the TNC G1266. The highest power could be 720 watt. It's a double glass module. Well, here are some detailed information of the modules, of our new modules, just like what I mentioned before. And right now, every manufacturer is doing their own choice on the wafer size, on the cells, on the size of the cell. And for example, other manufacturers, they may produce their modules by the wafer size of the G11L or 188 or 186. And why we choose to do produce our module by the G12R wafer size? That is also we did some R&D, we did some research, we did some analysis, and we found that compared with the G11L module, actually, if we are going to produce a module by the G12R wafer size, the BOS and the LCOE could also be hugely reduced. So in general, the BOS could be reduced by 2%, and the LCOE could be reduced by 1.2% if you are going to purchase a module made by the G12R wafer size instead of other size. And also, the G12R wafer size could bring better design for space. So that means the utilization rate of the container could be hugely improved, and the transportation cost could be reduced by around 5%. And also here on this table, you can see we compare the G12R module with the M10 module and with the G11L module. So in this way, if you are going to install your project with the G12R module, that means actually you could use less cables, less breakage, and the installation cost could be also hugely reduced. So in this way, in general, the BOS and the LCOE could be reduced by around 2.6%, and the LCOE could be reduced by 1.6% respectively compared with the M10 module. Well, we also have, with Tongwei, we are always proud of our vertical industry chain, and also that is why we have a strong background in the cell technology. So from the very beginning, we have the PERC, but of course, you know, PERC has been gradually out of stage. But in the 3 years ago, we created the world record of the PERC efficiency. And then right now we have the top quant. And right now, the highest efficiency of the top quant cell has been 26.5%. And then, of course, we are producing the HJT right now. The highest efficiency of the HJT cell has been 26.49%. And also, the BC technology, the full bag contents, is, of course, it's not a problem for us. We're also doing the BC cells. Right now, the efficiency of the BC cell has been up to 26.66%. And also in the future, we will combine the THC with the Tandem cells, where we will have some great news on the Perovskite cells. So maybe in the near future, you could get some great news from us. Well, the part 3 is about the quality assurance. So no matter which country you are going to promote your products, you are going to promote our modules, we have the comprehensive certification database for you. For example, we have the CSI in Italy, we have the WEE in Norway, in Italy, in Germany, and of course we have the Imetro in the Brazil, everything. So if you want to support in terms of the certificate, we could give it to you. Well, this part is about the smart manufacturing. So we have the so we could provide you the full traceability report. So from the module SN, you could find everything about this module. For example, like the raw material we are using on the module, like the certificate we have or the test we have on this module, everything. You could get everything from the module SN. It's about the quality control, so why we could do the great products, that's because we have a strict quality control. So for example, the raw material supplier we're using right now is the top 5 in the industry. Actually, in the previous years, there's only top 3, but because more and more order comes in, so the raw material supplier has been expanded to the top 5. And of course, we have a great customer service. So if you have any problem or your customer have any problem, you could get in touch with us anytime, and we will give you the feedback in the same day. Also about certificate, we have the certificate about our system, like the ISO series certificate, and also we have a strict product quality control. This part is about the customer service. So just like what I mentioned before, we're available 24/7. So in the same day, you could have some feedback. Maybe maybe we will ask you for some further information, for some details of your module, of the problem. Maybe I will give you some initial solution of the problem. But whatever, you will get the feedback in the same day. And if you want some technician to come to you to give you some guideline, to tell you how to deal with the problem of the installation or micro cracks or other things, that is okay. Well, the last part is about the Tongwei steps. This part is more about the marketing. So last year, the total module shipment of Tongwei is over 31.11 gigawatt. And also the largest single order in our overseas market has been over 1 gigawatt. Right now, we have over 500 overseas customers, and of course, in the future, it will be expanded always. Here you can see here are some overseas project cases. So we have many different projects, and we have many different partners in Austria, in the Netherlands, in Hungary, Spain, Germany, everything. Here are some domestic projects. Of course, the capacity of the domestic projects has been larger. So the largest one is the 1.2 gigawatt. Well, here you can see here are some detailed project cases from our partners. So this project is located in the Netherlands. It's Europe's first N-type G12 module project. Well, this one is in the China, and it's the combination of agriculture and photovoltaics. Well, this project is located in Switzerland. And in the China, it's a low carbon project. It's in the Netherlands. It's also in China. So, well, here are all the points I'm trying to make. Of course, if you have some further questions, you could ask SolarKit, and of course, you can ask me anytime. We're always willing to share anything with you.
So, thank you for the presentation. We have some questions from our customers, and the first one is, I will read it out. What steps is Tongwei taking to address potential future of materials shortage or supply chain disruptions?
Well, thank you for your question. It's really interesting because you know the Tongwei, we are the first and almost the only one company in the PV industry had a vertical fully supply chain. So actually right now, we are the biggest supplier in this way. So actually right now we didn't heard any about the problem like the so-called overcapacity of the module or the shortage of the supply chain. So it won't be a problem for us. And of course in our company we have some specific team to do the management to ensure there's no overcapacity or there's no shortage of the supplier from the polysilicon, from the solar cell, from the wafer, from the ingot, from every part.
Yeah.
So of course in the future it won't be a problem. And of course if other manufacturers, if they are facing some shortage problem, and I believe Tongwei could be your strongest backup actually.
Indeed, because you have everything under control by your own company, so it's like a one-step solution.
Yes.
Because you don't have to buy the polysilicon and the pure materials from elsewhere because you produce it for your own, right?
Yeah. So we can use all raw material by ourselves. So that is our background. And that is all, of course, our strong advantage in this industry. We will never worry about the shortage one day. So that is great to us, and also it's great to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So the second question is about like future technologies. It goes like, what emerging technologies or materials is Tongwei exploring for the next generation solar modules?
Well, actually right now, Tongwei, we are producing PERC, Tongquang, and HJT. And also in this industry, there are two different technologies in the future. The first one is the BC technology. And about the BC technology, actually, we are producing it right now, and it's not a problem for us. But the most current issue is that how to balance the cost of the basic technology and the market demands. Of course, we understand. Right now in Tongwei, the highest efficiency and the basic technology has been around 26.66%. It's a higher efficiency. However, the cost will be a little bit higher. So if we want to make it into mass production, so that means the price for our customers will be a little bit higher. So in the market, the higher price will be not so much acceptable by most of our clients. But one day, if the market is ready, or if we found some way to reduce the cost, we'll put it into mass production. All in all, actually, BC technology is never a problem for us, but the problem is whether the market is ready or not. And the second technology we're always talking about is the Perovskite and of course the Tandem cells. And last year and maybe around 2 years ago, we have established our own lab, especially for the Perovskite and Tandem cells. So right now the progress is the efficiency of the 1 centimeter plus 1 centimeter could be around like the 33.08%.
Yes.
And by the end of the year, we will apply the Perovskite, the technology on the G12 half-cut cell. So the evaluated efficiency could be 29%. But of course, maybe in the near future, because it's around the end of the year, so maybe we could get some great news, and at that time, I will share it with you if there is some updates.
Thanks. And this 26 or 25% for the cell, what about the whole module performance? So is it the same for the whole module, or it's different?
I think it will be a little different because the efficiency on a small solar cell and on the larger solar cell, and of course the efficiency on the whole module is different because the efficiency of the module is related to, because you have to use some ribbons, you have to use some films like the POE or EVA, and you will use some frames. These are all the factors will affect the efficiency and the power output of the module.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is about bifacial technology. It goes like, how does Tongwei's bifacial technology compare with traditional monofacial modules in terms of real-world performance?
Well, actually, the difference between the monofacial and the bifacial from the appearance, for example, the monofacial in the front side there is a glass, and in the back side there is a backsheet. And for the double glass module, actually the front side and the back side, both of them are the glass. So that's the difference on the appearance. And about the scenarios, actually right now in most of the area, actually we may, many of our clients prefer to use the double glass module, the bifacial module on the CNI or utility or some ground projects. Why? That is because, for example, if the sun comes from the front side, and actually the back side of the bifacial module could absorb the energy again, so you could get the extra power gain from the back side. So if you're going to install the bifacial module on the ground project, actually the sunlight could be reflected, by the backside of the bifacial module, so you could get more power, of course. And of course, there are many customers, they prefer to use a monofacial module on the rooftop because on the rooftop there's no much sunlight could be go through the backside. So the monofacial is great. However, actually it depends on different regulations in different regions. For example, right now maybe in the Middle Europe, there are also many of our clients, they prefer to use the bifacial modules on the rooftop and the distributed projects. Why? That's because actually some of my clients told me that in the Germany or in the Middle Europe, there is a regulation. So if we are going to install the module on the rooftop, if that is monofacial, the gap between the monofacial should be 1.5 meters. And if there is a bifacial module, the gap could be only 0.5 meters. And so that's why many of our clients from the Middle Europe, they prefer to use the bifacial modules on the rooftop. However, actually, it doesn't matter. It just depends on your preference. So if you want to use the monofacial, that is great because that's more economical. You could save your investment. And if you want to install the bifacial module on the rooftop, that is okay too, because maybe you are living a market that with the special personal preference or has some special regulation, that is okay, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much. So our last question is about microcracks. How do they occur in the panel, and what damages can it cause for the lifetime?
Well, actually, there are two main reasons what cause the microcrack. The first is from the production line, there are maybe some mistakes or some fault of the production line. But of course, that's not a big problem for Tongwei because we have a strict control on the quality process and on the assurance. So maybe there are a little bit microcracks, but microcracks must will not affect the appearance and the power output at of the module. So that's not a problem totally. And the other reason for the microcracks may be during the transportation, maybe the wrong method, wrong way of the carrying out, or during the installation, because for the convenience, many of the installation workers may just work on the module, so it will cause a great risk of the microcracks of the module. And how the microcrack affect the operation of the module, that is, well, for example, let me give you an example. That is, for example, thank you. The sunshine just come in this way and go out in this way, right? And they have to go through this road to successfully from this side to this side, right? And then the microcracks means on the road there is a hole. There is a broken, so there's a broken part. So that means there could be a traffic jam. So the energy just gather in this point. So everybody is really angry. So this part could be really overheated. So that means if this part is overheated, that means the current, the voltage could have a problem, and then the power output of course will be affected. And thank you. And what's the solution? Actually, the solution is that if you found that there is some problem of the module, for example, like the microcracks, or of course some faults on the appearance or everything, you could just get in touch with the sales or get in touch with our after sale service after sale service customers. So our colleagues in this department will deal with everything for you. So maybe first they will ask you where is the microcracks and what's the situation right now, and then they will give you several solutions. For example, they will repair the module for you. They will give you another module to replace, or they will give you some compensation for you. So it depends on what the situation is. But whatever, don't worry. If there is some similar problems on our modules, we'll try our best to give you a solution.
Thank you. So basically, if we have a microcrack inside the module, it will just affect the maximum power output of the panel. That it won't affect like it's gonna stop working at all. It will be still working, but with a limited power output.
Yes, actually, if there is some microcracks, it depends on the degree of the microcracks. If there's a little small microcracks, of course, it will affect some power output.
Yes.
But whatever, the project could operate normally. However, it's microcracks. If you just let it go, it doesn't matter, and the microcracks becomes bigger and bigger, it will have some safety issues. So if you find some problem, you could just get in touch with us as soon as possible. So we could analyze what the situation is. We could give you some reasonable guideline or suggestion.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much too.